every day there's room for improvement in a lot of different areas in my game. So I never feel, I would say, full. I would say I'm always hungry.
Day 2 of mandatory mini camps for the Browns. And Shedeur Sanders keeps finding ways to prove people wrong as he shows off them scrambling wheels. Is Shedeur Sanders going to be a read option quarterback? Most likely not, but let's get into it. Day 2, and he looked impressive again. We also have some tweets that breaks down kind of what's been going on. There's been a bit of a rotation when it comes to reps, but it seems that Shedeur is getting closer and closer to getting some first team reps as he had some second team reps. He led some stuff. He did some things with 11 on 11, some things with team, and he shined to get in the red zone. Let's start right here. Let's start. They said he ain't got no speed, right? They said that. Who do they? In the prime time zone, by the way. In the prime time zone, gather, scoop. You feel me? Now, again, this is minicamp, so, you can't really touch the quarterback. I'm sure he would have slid or tackled, but it's just fun to see him do it. But in all seriousness, the thing he did really good was another red zone touchdown over the middle that we're going to get into as well. He is, I think that is not surprising. It's not surprising to me, but I think that it's awesome that specifically in the red zone is where he's shining. Like, yo, I don't care if you condense the field on me. I don't care that y'all say I don't have all the tools necessary. I'm 6'1", and it's enough for me to put this ball anywhere in the middle, in the center of the defense, not on the edges, not just deep balls. Which, hey, he showed he could do that. But now I'm gonna attack the heart of the defense. I'm gonna throw and layer over linebackers, and there's nothing y'all can do about it. I'm Shedeur Sanders. Let's see it. I think this is the other angle of the run. I think so. So we have two angles of the run. Shout out to the Browns reporters. They're doing a great job. We got multiple angles. We got far angles and big angles. I'm not sure if this isn't the run. This is just another throw. And like I said, what he's been loving to attack is that center of the field. He's been loving the digs. He's been loving the crossers. He's been loving being able to look through his offensive line and look through the field and say, oh, yeah, I like that. So I wanted to take some time with his eyes here because yesterday he did throw something I didn't like was that he threw this out and he was staring at his wide receiver the entire time. Here, it looks like he had a little bit more of a progression, right? And it's something that he talked about having as well, what's it called? It developing too. So interestingly enough, okay, so he actually freezes the safety here. So if you see his head, if I'm seeing it correctly, he's looking straight down the field. So he's looking almost at this safety, and you see what it makes that safety do. He kind of opens up, and you see from this back end, all this space opens. So instead of this safety, instead of him looking at his wide receiver and then the safety can see, oh, he's coming here, I'm gonna break right now. What this does, his eyes are downfield, but they're straight downfield. He don't really move his head a lot on this particular rep. So he's looking straight downfield. Again, he's looking. It almost looks like he's looking this safety in the eye, just looking at you. What you doing? And then boom, right here, you see his head drop, and he pats the ball, but you see his head drop, boom. Oh, and now he's made the decision. So the decision's been made. The safety sees it, but it's too late because now you have all this space. Right, and let me see what this route coming is. This it looks like a switch of some. Yeah, it looks like a switch, but it's I forgot what it's called, but they're running like a double return route. It's like a return with a drag, and they're supposed to be switching on the backside. So he's delayed release. He's coming underneath, right? Boom, that's gonna create natural space, and it's gonna put this cornerback, I think, or nickelback in conflict. But what that does, so the wide receivers do a good job with their timing to keep this defender held here, right? You got to make a decision. You're going to go with this, the drag, or you're going to come with this, I guess, C route. I forgot. I'm not sure. My wide receivers let me know. But I guess the C route-ish, dig-ish thing coming into the attack the middle of the field. He's frozen. Shedeur does a good job freezing him with his eyes, and he's got junk in his face throwing this, and he just throws to the spot. He makes a decision. He just throws in space. Again, above a defender, he's covered, but again, great timing to get it there. These are not no middle-of-the-mall throws. These are not no throws that you just do. Here is the other angle of the run, by the way. Now, this might have been a sack, but I do think that at least when we talk about one of his main, weaknesses, I guess, or one of his main, one of his main drawbacks was, he holds the ball too long. Not necessarily that he's not an athlete. Again, everyone doesn't need to be a super athlete. So I don't even, people tried to start holding that against him. That didn't even make any sense. But Clearly, he's no super athlete. He's no Deion Sanders Jr. Literally, not Bucky, because Bucky was an athlete. But not the point. The point is, it's good to see him be decisive. Even again, the pads aren't on, but instead of okay, how do I be a hero? Okay, let's show the coaches. Oh, look, I know what it is. When it opens up like that, and I step up, and again, I love to see the fact that he's looking to step up in the pocket. He's looking to get in that phone booth, not just drifting, right? People said that too. People say he drifted too much. People said he held the ball too long. He gets to the top of his drop, takes a shuffle, and he makes a decision. He shuffles. They're in man. All right, I'm gone. Now, again, I don't know if he's making it all the way to the end zone from back there against NFL players with pads on, but it's a great decision to be made. And if that equals 5 yards, that equals 3 yards, if that equals a first down, hey, we're in business and we're staying ahead of the chains. And that's really all that matters for a starting quarterback in the NFL. So you love to see that aspect of the game as well. And we got some more throws here that we're going to overanalyze. We're about to get to that red zone touchdown, which I think really shines and shows that he can do things at a high level. There's Joe Felicity in the background checking out. Boom. Oh, okay, beautiful. This is the other angle of that throw. Okay, so perfect. Now you can see him manipulating. Now we can see his eyes way clearer here. So like I said, he takes his time here. Watch his head. So the last thing he looks up, what's the last thing he looks at before he hikes the ball? He's looking at the safety. Boom. So last thing he looks up is, okay, he's right there. Cool. All right, boom. Let me get the ball. Now where his eyes go? His eyes stay, yep. So his eyes, so he's not looking at the safety, but what he is doing is, like I alluded to, he's looking at the center of the field. It's almost like he's looking for a post or he's looking at something. That keeps him true. Now, it looks like he's actually reading the wide receivers less than he's reading his eyes. So I will say that from the safety standpoint. So he's more reading the wide receivers and then reacts late because then he looks up and says, oh, wait a minute, we're stuck here. So I would say, he doesn't. Oh yeah, he is looking at him. He's looking right at him. He's staring right at him. So he starts at the center of the field. So that's what happens. So his eyes actually start center of the field. Boom, and then he gets his head over to the safety. Now he's staring at him. Oh, you're gonna leave that space. Pop, and look where this ball. Again, the ball's being thrown right now. So the ball, the decision is made here. The ball's released here, right? So the ball's released here. He's on the break. But again, look at where the ball is placed. Look at this. You talk about protecting somebody the best way you can at the center of the field. He doesn't leave it out here. He doesn't leave it hanging. Okay, I got to put it high, and I got to kind of pin this, right, and to give him an opportunity. And he goes and he gets it. That 84 dude, I think, has been making a lot of great plays as well. I think this is the red zone touchdown here. We can get deeper into it and check it out. And again, really been thriving around the red zone in general. He's going to look left, move right. Beautiful. Again, I think that's one of my favorite things you saw yesterday. And I'm not sure if this is just one of those one-day improvements or, maybe it was just, hey, it was a bad look on just that one time he stared down that wide receiver. But the way that he's been using his head, his eyes, is so intentional right now. I need y'all to understand, like, when Tommy Rees comes and says, hey, Shedeur Sanders is doing phenomenal things outside of just the field. These are what that means, right? That being able to think about, okay, right? Just, hey, last thing I'm looking at, my safety. Okay, my safety's here. I still got a too high shell. I should have some space there. Okay, cool. Like those small things. All right, I know. Again, where Shedeur looks and the quarterback, the last thing the quarterback looks at before they hike the ball, that's going to tell you. When the ball hikes, a good quarterback, they should be lying with their eyes. They should be lying with their eyes. They should be lying with their head movements. They should be a good offensive coordinator should help him lie with, putting it in a good scenario. So again, last thing he looks at. Okay, so it's actually the center of the field, but he checks right, and then the last thing he looks at, really dearly, I think it's left. Yeah, because he goes in the cadence. Okay, yeah. So the last thing he looks at is the right. So he looks over there. Check, y'all good. I'm looking here. He goes here. Okay, now I'm getting it. Takes another look. All right, boom, game time. Now again, watch the eyes, because immediately, where do his eyes go? Backside or to this left side. And that's for a reason. Shout out to this elite defensive lineman here. Obviously, that's for a reason, right? Because he's lying, right? He's lying. He's looking here. And you can even see his eyes start to drift, right? He's not looking over there to look over there. He's looking over there because 1, 2, 3. Because as soon as he gets to the top of his drop, what does he do? 1, 2, 3, boom. Now I do want one thing I don't want him to, because this was something that I was tough on Drake May about. He's doing a little bit of sliding, and that comes from is kind of rushing your mechanics to the point that you start getting bad throws. Now, luckily, even when Shedeur does that, he does a great job. Look at his feet placement; they're clean. They're very clean. It's not. Oh wow, I just went full screen. I didn't even know I could do that. They're very clean. So even though he kind of drags his toe here, when he steps here, the base is good. The power, man, he is so fundamental with his lower half. When you talk about all these modern quarterbacks who do a lot of whips and all that stuff, which is still good. It's good because you get a lot of arm angles. It's so great to just see power transfer into the torque that allows him to have a beautiful ball that just is just right in the heart of the defense. And again, this is eyes. Look where this safety starts, guys. Do you see where that safety was? That safety, you don't see that safety in this in the field. Where do Shedeur's eyes go? His eyes immediately go over here, and then guess who comes over here? Linebacker, safety. He already know what he did. He look here. Oh, hey, y'all messed up, son. Y'all gave me all the space I needed. That's it. And what is a linebacker on a tight end all day, every day, twice on Tuesday. Wrap it up. So again, this is not just, hey, the ball looks good out of his hand, he's making a good throw. No. The throw is the least impressive part about everything that he's doing right now. The throws are things that, again, if you're watching football, you know he can throw. What's impressing me is that he, at the NFL level, not that he's adding more tools, because he's done some of these things, but sharpening the things that he does best, finding ways to be viable in the NFL. Yesterday, we talked about him staring down a receiver. Today, he's using his eyes and manipulating safeties. Clearly, he's taken in the film, taken in some of the things that Joe Flacco brought him aside and said, and he's applying it at a very, very high level. So that is dope to see. Here's a few more throws as well. And actually, while we do this, because there's still clips coming out as I record this video. I think, oh, boom. So the quarterback tracker. Oh, no, it hasn't come out yet. It has not come out yet. There has been no new clips. No new clips yet. Okay, so I think we're pretty current. So when we end this video, there probably might be 1 or 2 more team clips, but from what I'm seeing, ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. We do have another angle of that. Okay, cool. We're in a good spot. All right, we're in a good spot. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this up with this last throw here. And then I also want to hear a little bit from Shedeur Sanders, what he said yesterday at his press conference as he hits Deontay Johnson out there. I think we have another angle of that Deontay Johnson hit too. Nice throw here. Manipulates the defense with his eyes, looking left. Boom. Oh yeah. That's. Oh wow. That's bad. That sounds terrible. So here's another look at that same throw. Boom. Goes there for a beat. He crosses and he just lets it go. That's about time. That's not staring down a receiver. That's, hey, I understand what's going on. I understand with the defense and how they're going to react to me, and I'm just going to put the ball where I know there's going to be space. Right. That Tommy Rees said, offensive coordinator for the Browns, because it's easy just to come out and give a cookie cutter description of what somebody does. But I want to focus on that, especially because, people wanted to say, hey, Shedeur was unprepared in meetings and stuff like that. And look, is that possible? Sure. I don't think it's probable. I don't think it's likely. And then when you hear an NFL coach say, hey, the thing that has shocked me the most about Shedeur Sanders is what he's done outside or off the field, what he's done in that playbook, what he's done pre-snap. You see the active improvements just over a day, and pads haven't been put on, right? So I want to hang on those words, because I think that's when we were talking about Shedeur being a first-round pick or a second-round pick, those are the reasons why. Like, I want y'all to go back and watch my videos. Don't think I'm some crazy glazer. I know y'all think I am. Go watch, like, the reasons and the things that made Shedeur have the higher floor than probably a lot of quarterbacks in this class, besides maybe Cam Ward, was the fact that the noggin is elite. forget about the arms and whatever. I think Shedeur forgot about. I was like, oh yeah, y'all need that too. I'm so good with my mind that I forgot I needed to improve that. So now he's got that. Now he running around. I don't know what else y'all gonna say. I don't know what else there is to say. So I'm just happy to see that he continues to do that. Let's see some throws from Dillon Gabriel. Again, Dillon Gabriel, not a slouch today. I will have to say, haven't had as many. Sorry, that's a bad one to start. But he literally started off 11 on 11 rep of day 2. So that's something to think about too, right? But here he is making some. I think this is a better throw here. And again, I love the way Dillon Gabriel throws the ball too. Woo! That thing's a rocket. Okay, all right. Lord, like, hey. Shedeur got some zip, but Dillon Gabriel be putting lasers out there. Lord have mercy. I don't even want to touch that thing. Okay, DG. Putting them goddamn rail guns out there, putting them lasers out there. Great arc. He does a great job. He just throws an absolute missile every time he throws the ball, which can be good and bad for some things. Very Kyler Murray-esque, right? He's smaller, so I think he wants to get that thing out there and get it to hop. Here's another nice throw. Play action. Love it. Looking smooth on the play action as well. There you go. A little more layered one. And I like this. We're going to overanalyze Shedeur's. Let's go ahead and give DG his respect. So play action, obviously, and no one got pads on. Play action ain't gonna help you. So it's really just more about getting your feet right. Really more about, hey, how smooth do you look getting in and out of that. And I have to say the head is calm. Look at his head, and I'm gonna pay attention to head because when it comes to quarterback and specifically a smaller quarterback, when all you can see is the head. The head is typically the most thing when these DBs and linebackers are looking up back at them. You can't always see the eyes, right? But you can see where the head is generally pointed. So there's a lot that comes into head fakes and whether it's how we freeze or how we process information, right? So what he does here, obviously ducks the head. Obviously that's a form of head fake. So that's a good play action form there. Ducks it, heads up, boom, and look where it's at. So he's actually looking where he's going to eventually throw to this tight end, similarly to when we saw Shedeur in that other throw where I'm looking at the spot that I'm throwing. I'm not looking at my wide receiver. I'm looking at you probably holding that safety over there, probably holding that defensive back, making sure I know what it is. Takes a big hop and look at, and again, I love breaking down when decisions are made. So he makes this decision to throw this ball, right? Wow, that's a ball. He makes this decision right here. So that's where he makes a big hop. He looks to rip it right as soon as he crosses his face. So that's what he's waiting on. He's looking, but he's keeping his eyes in the peripheral. Cross face. Oh, got him. And he has the space. He probably wants to release it right here, but he's hopping, right? And that kind of comes down to we getting technicals about like the timing of drops, right? It changes a little bit with play action. So maybe if he had a regular, instead of that 7 when it comes to play action, maybe he's able to hitch here and hit him right now because he sees that he wants it, and that's why he rips it. And it also explains why he puts it so high. So there's a lot of decision making being made right now when he makes a decision. He sees, face is crossed, but as soon as he drops, he sees more. He says, I got a linebacker screaming across the field. He's going to be clear here, but I'm going to also have to put it above this linebacker. And then on top of that, I believe, and then you have this defensive back. Sorry, 2 other defensive backs that come over here. So I can't just lead them out over here because I have somebody underneath that can take it. I can't just drop him far, this way because I got a safety over the top. He puts this in a really good spot and protects his wide receiver and protects the ball too. Hey, I'm not going to lead you all the way over here to get smacked, but I'm also not going to just allow that ball to just hang there where these linebackers can get it. You're over a defensive back, over a linebacker. Good stuff from Dillon Gabriel. A good day at the office. Let's get a few throws from old Joey Flizzy and we'll get up out of here, man. We'll get up out of here. Joey Flacco doing what he does best. That thing is just easy for him, man. Goes up and gets it. The vet does what the vet does, man. I love to see it, man. I love to see these throws. I love breaking these things down, man. I'm loving another great day of Browns camp, and I think another day where Shedeur Sanders proves himself right, proves a lot of people in the NFL wrong, and continues to grow the brand. And whether that means being a quarterback one at some point on another team, or maybe taking the reins of the Browns, I think he's going to be more than equipped to do so with this another display of eliteness. But y'all let me know down below how you feel about the Browns, how you feel about the situation after today. Is Shedeur getting his comeuppance? Is he getting, or not comeuppance, is he getting his fair shake? Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy college football content. This video is way too long. Appreciate you rocking with me. Hit that bell icon if you want to not miss anything else. Continue to be great. We'll see you next time. Peace.